Hey, how's it going, everyone? So today, gonna do some character design. I'm gonna talk about it a little bit. And I figured for this video, I would just do a character design on the fly without any sort of, you know, preparation in advance. Somebody asked me to do a video about character design. I forgot who you were, so if you're watching this, leave a comment so I can remember. I'm sure a couple people asked, but yeah, here we go. So we're gonna do character design, and let's see what I want to design. Let's see. Let's do like a demon girl. What's she gonna do though? I don't know. So let me think about it. This video is gonna be kind of this is gonna be a good video. I can already tell. You know. But yeah, we're gonna do a demon girl, and let's see, what does she do? Let's make her like a free runner person, like I don't know, like a courier or something like that. You know that game Mirror's Edge? You ever seen that game Mirror's Edge? Where you got like professional free runner people that like deliver stuff and like do things. I don't really I didn't really play that game, but I know that it was about people that do like free running and stuff. So I'm gonna make a demon girl free runner, and I'll talk about you know, that I think that's a good choice because you can get like a specific outfit going and talk about why her outfit is the way that it is, or like why she wears what she wears, because she's a free runner. So demon girl free runner. Let's see. So you get short bangs, keep that shit out of her face. And short hair, keep that, I don't know. The free runner, you cut your hair short, it doesn't get in the way, or put it in a ponytail. I don't know, man. I don't know what it's like to be a free runner person. I'm just doing character design here. So I like drawing girls with short hair anyway, but like in this situation, like because of her profession or whatever, it would kind of be beneficial for her to have short hair just to keep it out of the way and stuff like that. So I'm gonna give her like a I don't know, like a futuristic hoodie. Let's call it that, a futuristic hoodie. Yeah, because I mean, she's running on top of buildings and stuff. Maybe it's gonna get cold. I don't know. Maybe she just really likes hoodies. But anyway, we can talk more broadly about character design and stuff like that. Whenever I'm designing characters, I usually just like start drawing a character for fun. And you never have to nail a character on the first draft. If I was actually going to use this character for something, which who knows, maybe someday I will. I'd probably do some redesigns. Like if I was actually going to use her for a comic or something like that, I do some redesigns and tighten up the design and stuff like that. But I think it's fun to just kind of just do character designs that aren't really related to anything, just for practice. And also, if you end up just randomly making a character that you really like I said, you can tighten up the design and end up using it for something like that. Other than that, it's just a fun drawing exercise, I think. So with her futuristic hoodie, we're going to build in some like pads and stuff like that. So she's going to have like built-in shoulder pads. Why not? It's kind of the future. So I kind of like just decided that she's kind of going to be futuristic, sci-fi-y kind of person, because that's fun to draw. I like designing like sci-fi clothes that aren't like too out there, like stuff that is like totally could be a thing, rather than like crazy, I don't know, space spandex or something like that. I like to make stuff that's like believable. If you've seen this stuff for like my comic for Cull, like it's a very futuristic comic, very futuristic story. But there's some like really crazy technology in there, like transforming guns and augmented reality displays and stuff like that. But like the clothing doesn't have to be like super nuts, It doesn't have to be totally crazy off the rails sci-fi stuff. You can make you can make like clothing and outfits for sci-fi stories without having to design like an entirely new world. I mean, if you're going for like real high sci-fi, high concept type of stuff, maybe you'd want to do that, but like not every character has to be wearing like mechanized armor or anything crazy like that. Like you can make cool futuristic stuff without going too absolutely crazy with the technology. So given her like a little like short crop top hoodie, future hoodie type thing, and with these pads on there, and she's probably gonna wear like leggings, right? Like something form fitting, Because if you're free running doing stuff like that, like you wouldn't want to necessarily wear baggy clothes. I wouldn't think. I mean, I'm not really speaking from experience here, but that's kind of what, like when I'm thinking about character design and stuff like that, that's the kind of stuff that I think about. Like if I were a futuristic free runner person, what would I wear? Because there's like you definitely want to make your characters look cool, right? You want to make them interesting looking, especially if if this was going to be like a main character for a story, I'd really, really, really want to like tighten up her design and like really, really fine tune it and stuff like that. Which I'm not really going to do. This is just like the initial rough, but main characters should definitely be interesting. They should, especially if you're doing comics, they should be interesting to look at and stuff like that. But they should also be like fun to draw. Because if you're working on comics, one thing I can tell you is you're going to make sure you like your character designs because you're going to be drawing them a whole bunch. It's definitely a good idea to spend a lot of time working on your characters before you go into comics. Like Cole, for instance, was, this random doodle of a character with like a cat-shaped helmet that I did in my sketchbook with no plans whatsoever to use her for a comic. And I liked the design enough that, over time I kept working on it. Like I would come back to it every once in a while just because I liked the design. I wasn't sure what I was going to use it for or anything like that. But I kept coming back to the design, kept refining it, and eventually it became the Cull you see in my comics now. Over a period of like more than a year, even. So it's a good idea to just do some random designs, hang on to them, adjust them a little bit, and then maybe someday you'll come up with a story to put them in or something like that. That's how I like to think of character design. And so for our courier free runner demon girl here, she's got leggings on. She's gonna have like some sort of knee pads, but I was thinking that she's got her knee pads built into the hoodie. Maybe they like clip on or something like that. I don't know. It's a future, man. So you can make them kind of like form fitting almost, not really bulky. You could go like an alternate route and give her like really bulky pads and stuff like that, and that would look cool. And that would be like another direction for the character, if you wanted to do that. Add some little holes on there. Why not? It's cool looking, right? It's cool looking to add like the little like plug suit style holes. I don't know. So yeah, she's got leggings. We're not gonna get to but this is also why I grabbed like a big sheet of paper, because I don't always draw characters like a full body the first time I do it, the first time I design the character. A lot of times, I start with like the face and the details in the torso and stuff. And usually if I miss out on anything, as you can see here, it's going to be like missing out on the feet. But that's why I grabbed this big sheet of paper so we can kind of explore the design a little bit more. If I'm really nailing a character down, I'll get a big sheet of paper like this and just draw like a bunch of details, like whatever comes to mind. Usually I'll start with, an almost full body, kind of like this one, and then, maybe draw some details of the clothing, maybe draw, like from the back, if there's going to be important details on the back, like draw a close-up of the face, if you want to add a lot of like facial detail with like, piercings or tattoos or accessories or anything like that. It's good to get that stuff nailed down. And then if you need to reference your character later, then you got a whole bunch of details on this big sheet that you can just, pull a sheet out and reference it if you need to. So she's got little like crop leggings, and if she is indeed a free runner, which she is, a parkourist, I don't know, parkour person that does parkour. Anyway, she'd probably have some like cool futuristic shoes or something like that. So maybe I'll focus on designing the shoes or something like that. Some like sick year 3000 Air Jordans or something. I don't know if that would still be a thing in the year 3000, or if, demon people would be wearing Michael Jordan products. But yeah, so this is, it's a pretty straightforward design. Not too crazy. If you were to draw this in a comic, it'd be pretty easy to draw. Any character can be easy to draw if you practice drawing them enough. Oh, let's give her like a backpack or something. Yeah, like a little like cylinder shaped backpack. Maybe it's got like magnetic clips that clip onto her future hoodie. It's a future hoodie, man. It's technologies. We've got magnetic backpacks in the future. Sweet. So yeah, that's her. And if you guys think of a good name for her or something like that, put that in the comments. I don't know. Like, that's a big part of character design, and probably the toughest part for me personally is coming up with names for characters. I mean, man, Cole was, that's not even, that's like her code name, right? Her code name is Cole. For her, I just, I want it to be short and sweet, and it's like, it's like an operative name, like a code name, like I said. So I wanted it to be, all the operatives in the comic have 4-letter code names, not only to make them like brief and easy to understand, and make them one syllable, most importantly, because if you're in the field, my thought behind it was, keeping someone's name or how you refer to them to one syllable is going to be like the quickest and most efficient thing to do, if you're making decisions quickly and stuff like that. So I'm going to do a little head detail here, just so, if we really want to like nail down her face, you got like a strong face reference here. I think that's a pretty good idea. We've got her hair kind of like tucked back a little bit. I don't know what's up with her ears. I mean, Demon Girl might have like pointy ears or something like that, kind of like elf ear style, or like some kind of like, I don't know, like goat style ears or something like that. But she's got her hair around her ears, so we don't need to worry about that right now. But if you wanted to, if this was for a comic, I'd want to get every detail nailed down, because there might be some scenes where, you're going to see her ears or something like that. So that would be something that I would probably end up referencing, drawing a picture of her where she's like holding her hair back so you can see her ears or something like that. And I like to also, try to get like a variety of emotions, maybe, so you can see how she's gonna look with different reactions and different moods and stuff like that. That's a really important part of character design, in my opinion, is not only figure out what your character is going to look like in general, but what they're going to look like in different situations, if they're angry or happy or sad or anything like that. Specifically pertaining to, like comics and animation and stuff like that, because you're going to be drawing a wide variety of that kind of stuff. If it's just a character that you're designing for fun, that you're just going to like draw in your sketchbook or whatever, you don't need to worry so much about that kind of stuff, I don't think. I mean, if you want to, it's still great, like world building and, background for your character and stuff like that. But I think if you're specifically designing characters for comics, you can have a little bit different mindset, just because of the way the medium works and stuff like that. So she's kind of just like mad here, like displeased, like I'm like upset at you, like you, I don't know, called her a bad name or like said something mean about her mom or something like that. I don't know, but yeah. So you get like a little close up of the face, kind of fun to do. And this hoodie is gonna have like kind of like a collar or something inside. I don't know. It's like kind of like what I drew there. I like designing clothes. You can really just do whatever you want. I mean, I talked about that in one of the Arts and Farts episodes, with the figure and like the big furry coat and stuff, talking about drawing clothes and creating clothes and stuff like that. Just by building your vocabulary, you can kind of understand how things might work. Even if it's not super realistic, you can understand how things work enough that you can make it believable, even if it, wouldn't necessarily be believable. I don't know if that makes sense. Maybe that makes sense. I don't know. I'm like totally yeah. Anyway, totally rambling right now, as you might be able to tell. we got some cool, like, we want to make the eyelets for her like hoodie string tie things square or like rectangular, like kind of like an iconic look. I think like little details like that, they're out of the ordinary, can add a lot to an otherwise fairly simple character design. I didn't want to go super crazy and make something super complex because, like I've said, I like to keep my designs simple and easy and fun to draw. But keeping it simple also, if you keep it simple at first when you're first designing the character, you can always make it like more detailed later. Like you can always add stuff. You can always just start out with like, oh, she's just going to be wearing like a basic hoodie or whatever, and then as you refine the design, you can like, well, she's also got like a robot arm and pet cyborg dragon hologram. Like, I don't know, man, you could do like whatever you want. And that's the cool thing, is if you start simple, like you've got the design down, and then all you're doing after that is just adding and refining and improving upon that. Because I think the most difficult part of character design is coming up with that just initial initial character, the initial like silhouette. This is a pretty simple silhouette here, but kind of iconic at the same time. Silhouettes are really important. You don't have to design your character based around a silhouette, although I will do a quick exercise to show you how to do that. If you can just do character design from silhouettes, and after I do this like detail shot, I'll show you how I do that. And maybe you try it. Maybe you give that a shot, because I know a lot of people that do that. They'll just draw like really basic silhouettes of something and then pick like a cool looking silhouette and like make their design based off of that. So I'll show you what I would do if I was going to design this character based off of like just the silhouette, because it's a fun little exercise to do, and it's a different way to kind of approach character design than from how I do it, because I'm fairly confident with like how I do anatomy and stuff like that. I've been doing it for a long time, so I'm pretty used to it. But when I was first learning, like how to draw figures and stuff like that, we do a lot of like really simple silhouettes, and it helps kind of simplify the forms in your mind. So it's not you're not worried about designing a character and getting the anatomy right at the same time. Talking about simplifying here, keeping it simple. So that acronym. Initialism? Oh, it's an acronym when it actually spells something, right? KISS, keep it simple, stupid. Keep it simple, stupid. Simple is good. And simple is easy, so you can always make things more complex later. And that's, that's kind of how I approach drawing in general. Maybe she should have some elbow pads too. Thought about that. Anyway, that's what I'm talking about. We can add elbow pads later, because I just thought about that. So it's like maybe she needs elbow pads. She's got knee pads, right? So elbow pads would make sense. So there's our angsty demon free runner girl. Just keeping it super light. I'm not even worrying about like real line work or anything like that. Just keep it, super sketchy, super simple. I think that's a really good way to approach it. You might like it too. The simpler you keep things, the less pressure you put on yourself, the simpler it's gonna be. Keeping it simple makes it simple. So if you want to design characters through silhouettes, I recommend getting like a big pencil. When I'm drawing rough and big, I like to get a big pencil, because it helps you draw rough and big, without you having to think about it. So when I do silhouettes, start with the head. If you're just drawing like a humanoid, bam, just like that, and you can just really like make like a simple like humanoid silhouette if you want. And I'll make it of her, just to give you a good example. This is not going to be a fresh design, but especially like designing this is great for like designing humanoids and stuff like that. But it's also really, really great for designing like monsters or creatures with more abstract shapes. Because maybe if you're designing a amoeba monster or something, you wanna kind of that's a little bit different than drawing the human figure. You're drawing a form that's new, that hasn't been done, or something a little bit dissimilar. So drawing her for a silhouette, like she's got her horns obviously right there, and her hair kind of comes out to the side a little bit, and she's got this big, thick hoodie thing around her neck, and backpack. It's a silhouette for that. Her short sleeves, you can kind of like exaggerate that if you want, but like you kind of get the idea of what I'm doing here. Like I drew just like a basic human figure, and I'm kind of just like adding things onto it after that. And so like we've got the silhouette here, and I was gonna give her like some big honking like sneakers or something like that. So these are big honking sneakers. And if you want, you can just start with like a simple silhouette like this, and then, you know, draw it out and like really, you know, get into like the details of the design and stuff like that. Cause you know, that's like a really, really simple silhouette. But if you're drawing more complex things, like I said, like monsters or like robot guys or something like that, you know, doing like a silhouette, let's draw a quick robot man. Let's draw robot man. Starting with like a quick, simple silhouette. Like you're just kind of, you know, tossing in like shapes and stuff. He's got a big like, well, I won't say it, but that's what shape his head is. And you give him like, you know, he's got elbow joints. Maybe he's got like some big, you know, classic big forearm robot. Not forearms, but like forearm, like his forearms are big. He's got 2 arms, but his forearms are big. Get it? You see where I'm going with this? He's got like lobster claws or whatever. I don't know. It could be lobster claws. It could be regular hands. It doesn't matter. But just a simple silhouette, you know, just do some big shapes, quick, simple. Man, robot dude. And you could design them just off of that, because robots and stuff can be hard to design just from scratch. So getting like an idea of, you know, the bigger picture before you go in and hit all those details is not a bad idea. It's a good idea actually. And like this is not a very like incredibly strong design. You know, it's pretty generic robot dude, but like you can, you know, if I didn't just straight up tell you he's a robot guy, like from the silhouette you can tell he's probably some sort of robot guy, something like that, or like, you know. But if you know, you can always, if you feel like that silhouette is boring or uninteresting, you can always, you know, kind of just use it as a, you know, a base, and then kind of improve off of it. You know, you can change up the silhouette to make it more streamlined or whatever, or add whatever details you want. But let's design her some slick shoes really quick. So since I didn't draw the feet over here, you know, just to give you an example of like what I would do, because, you know, if you're gonna draw some like detailed shoes, you're gonna want reference of those. So if you're doing comics or animation, you draw them the same way each time. I think, you know, that's how I learned to do it, and that's what makes sense to me, because, you know, a lot of my characters, I draw them from memory because I've been drawing them so much. You know, the more you draw characters, the more familiar with them you become, and the easier it's going to be for you to draw them from memory. So just, you know, just like anything else, so practice a lot, and you'll get better at it. You'll get more familiar with it. But until that point, you know, until I'm familiar with the characters, I draw out references, and that's a totally awesome, helpful thing to do. So she's got futuristic sneaker shoes. Maybe they have like, I don't know, like rocket jets in them or something like that. If you want to design some rocket shoes, you can design some rocket shoes if you want. But I'm just gonna make some like all-terrain sneaks, you know, with some Velcro straps. So maybe it's a future, so they're like magnetic straps, so like nuclear. I'm tired, guys. I'm tired. I'm still waking up. So forgive me. Nuclear. Nuclear. Yeah, I'm a smart man sometimes. But yeah, so I'm gonna keep it kind of simple, because if I were drawing this in a comic, I wouldn't want to make the shoes like crazy detailed. I'll get some laces in there too. Or, well, no, we'll just pretend like the laces get tucked into the Velcro. I've had some shoes like that where you tie the laces and then the Velcro strap goes like over the laces to keep them from flopping out and getting untied. That's a good thing to have as a free runner, right? See, bam, just designing. It's stuff. It's cool. All right. Sneakers. They're kind of like boots, but you don't have to tell anybody that. It's fine. It's fine. Don't tell anybody. So Sneaker shoes. Future boots. Future boots. Like that. Future boots. If I ever make a shoe company, I'm going to name it Future Boots. I'll make futuristic boots. Nuclear powered boots. / free running shoes. / magnetic backpacks. That's my company, Future Boots. We also make backpacks. Maybe I think about rebranding. But anyway, character designs, fun stuff. I think you guys should try it because it's fun. And you know, most importantly, to take anything out of this, don't worry about nailing a character on your first design. That happens very, very rarely for me. It's very, very rare that I'll just, draw a character and be like, oh, dang, I like them. That's it. I'm going to use it just like that. 99.9% of the time, I always do some sort of refining or redesigning or something like that. And I think for another video, it'd be really cool to take this character, let some time pass and come back to it, maybe in like a few weeks or a month or something like that, and redraw her and think about how I can improve her design. So we'll plan on that, and in a future video, sometime in the future, we will work on refining her design a little bit, make it a little better, because that's what I would do if I was going to use it for a comic or something like that. So that'll be a fun thing to do. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video talking about character design, rambling about nothing, mispronouncing nuclear. It's been a good time, so I hope you guys had a good time as well. And as always, thank you for watching. I hope to see you in the next one. I hope you have a good day. I love you, all that good stuff. Bye-bye.